All right, here are the answers to the bottom portion. Should have 48.19 degrees. And remember, this is saying arc cosine of 1 over 1.5 for these. For number 10, 104.48 degrees. Number 11, again, this should be inverse tangent of 1 over 3 that you plugged into your calculator. You should get 18.43 degrees. Arc sine of 2.5. I'm sure a lot of you got errors and were like, why is that even possible? If you look at your sine graph, does it ever go above 1 unless I adjust the amplitude? The answer to that is no. It goes between -1 and 1. So 2.5 is not going to give you an angle. This does not exist. The inverse tangent of -0.5 is -26.57 degrees. 14, you are taking the inverse sine of 2/3, because that's what you get when you divide 1 divided by 3 halves, you get 2/3. So you should get 41.81 degrees. Inverse tangent of 0 is 0 degrees. And the inverse cosine of -1 is 180 degrees. So that is what you should have gotten for 9 through 16. If you've got questions on any of these, please feel free to circle them, star them, do whatever you got to do, and I will discuss them on Tuesday during class. Now the ones at the bottom portion, those were not using the calculator, those were using your charts. So for the first one, you should have gotten -60 degrees, or if you had gone for radians, that's -π/3. For the next one, that should have become the inverse sine of √3 over 2, which becomes 60 degrees, which is π/3. Inverse cosine of -1/2, remember, where is cosine? Cosine has to be between 0 and pi. So cosine's positive in the first quadrant, so this, because of this negative, has to be a second quadrant answer. Well, if you look at this, you get 60 degrees. This is adjacent over hypotenuse, you get 60 degrees. What is the 60-degree angle in quadrant 2? It is a 120-degree angle, which you could also say is 2π/3. Those are your answers. So sine and cosine, you just kind of slap the negative to the front, or sine and tangent, I keep saying cosine. Sine and tangent, you just move the negative to the front of your answer. In cosine, you have to figure out the quadrant 2 angle every single time. For 20, the inverse cotangent, so that's the inverse tangent of 1, because 1 divided by 1 is still 1, is 45 degrees, which is 5/4. Now, the tangent of the inverse cosine. You need to find this piece first. That's your first priority. So my second answer is going to be tangent of something. The cosine of √2 over 2 is 45 degrees. So then what is the tangent of 45 degrees? That is 1. Cosine, you're talking 1 over √2, which is opposite over hypotenuse, so that's a 45-degree angle. And then in tangent, you're talking opposite over adjacent, which is 1 over 1 in a 45-degree. Sine, inverse sine cancels, you're left with 1. That's what happens every single time you have the original and its inverse. They cancel each other out. Next one. The inverse tangent of √3 is 60 degrees. The cosine of 60 degrees, remember this is opposite over adjacent. This is adjacent over hypotenuse. That is √3 over 2. I apologize. 60, if you're looking at this triangle, adjacent is 1, so this is 1/2. All right, so here is my goal for right now. At this point in time, what you guys need to do is finish the or 2015 rather, released SOL that you were given last class. Please remember that I posted a copy of it to my webpage for you to finish based on what I told you last class. With that being said, you're going to need it when you go to morning boot camps next week if you've been invited to those. Otherwise, bring it after school on Tuesday. We'll go over it during boot camp. Other than that, there should be one more exit ticket for you guys to do, and then from there we'll pick up next class. Please remember, I will see you on Tuesday during class. It's going to be shortened bells, so we've got a lot to do in a very little bit of time, and then I will see you after school for boot camp. Some of you I will see Monday morning or Wednesday morning for boot camp as well. Please remember I gave you that list yesterday, and I also send out alert now messages via the phone. So, hope you guys have a great weekend, and good luck with those IXLs.